fact, the first meaning of the word qatl here is that people, according to the Arabic dictionary, lexicon, people who oppose somebody very seriously and try to do every damage is the true meaning of qatl, which happens with every prophet of God. That is why, according to the Holy Quran, Qatl-e-Anbiya is a universal process. No prophet was spared. While you know that thousands of prophets were not killed by enemy sword, etc. So the primary meaning of Qatl is to oppose, to show hostilities, unbound hostilities, to do injury to the Prophet and his cause. The other meaning could be literal meaning of qatl. Here there are two opinions. Some people believe that the first meaning applies to actually no prophet was killed, murdered. So when you come to this, then Hazrat Yahya comes to the mind primarily, that he seems to have been murdered. So this is a controversial issue. Personally, I believe that he was not murdered and he escaped to an island in Greece where he built his whatever you call at that time temple, and he used to do baptisma, give baptisma to the people who followed him. And still there is evidence that all around that island baptisma places are built. So who was he if he was not Yahya? Because we don't know of any other prophet at that time except Hazrat Yahya. So that is why I personally believe that even Hazrat Yahya was not slaughtered, not murdered. God made him escape. Secondly, the story given by the Bible and the history is unbelievable, because it is said that during one night the order was given by the king to go to Yahya, who was imprisoned in a castle 70 miles away, and to bring back his head. So for the available mounts to travel to the place and return with the murdered head of beheaded Yahya with his head to the celebration where it was going on, it is impossible. Time does not permit this to happen. So whatever happened, which head was presented, either it's all a gossip, because you attribute these things to Bible and biblical stories because some people invent these stories, or there has to be some other explanation. Somebody else's head may have been presented there, and how could the king know the difference between Hazrat Yahya's head and anybody else's head? So these are just guessworks. They're not yaqini answer. The true, real answer is only known to Allah. At least we can say, if you forget about the real murder altogether, you can say the Quran was true in the sense that all prophets of Allah, without fail, had been opposed and had been a target of hostilities which knew no bounds. Yes. At the same time, let me once again assure you that despite whatever I have said, if an Ahmadi does believe that actually some prophets were murdered, it's no crime. His belief should be based on honesty and sincerity. if he draws a conclusion sincerely, that is the true conclusion as far as he is concerned. So he should stick to it. There is no harm. I don't want you to enter into a debate between yourselves. Whoever feels that no prophet were murdered actually with sword, that is a belief which can be supported by the Quran in so many ways. If anybody believes some prophets were actually murdered, it's up to him to believe, because such beliefs are shadowy beliefs, mutashabihat. They should not be forced upon others. You understand? This should not be made a subject of your debate between yourselves, then otherwise you will be separated. You will begin to fall apart each other into small groups, etc.